Alright, I'm finishing this event later because I just gotta show the best deck that I've ever made and ever played. We have this right here. We have AZAMINA, Adventure, SCARECLAW, Snake Eye, White Forest. Yeah, this is... I started this as like a joke, but I ended up just like playing this as a real deck for this event because it ended up actually working to my amazement. So the idea was that the entire reason I wanted to make this deck, this entire reason why I wanted to play this incredible just pile of totally related cards that work with each other is because I wanted it's based on one interaction. Okay, it was AZAMINA Murcielago. When this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can add a simple spoil spell from your deck to your hand. And Visa Starfrost, you can target a monster with a different type and attribute as this card and destroy that monster and special summon this. So Visa Starfrost is a light warrior, Murcielago is a dark illusion. So this entire premise, the entire reason I built this deck was because I wanted to pop Murcielago with Visa Starfrost. And that was it. We went from there. I didn't really have a I didn't really think like much further from that, so I ended up just adding cards to this deck. And wow, it's amazing how this deck works. Like the major issue at the start was because I realized that the AZAMINA and Diabellstar were both limited. So in order to actually get that combo off, it wasn't too consistent. So I had to add more shit in the deck to actually, bridge into your AZAMINA cards. And like you're gonna see some shit that happens here. So to go over the deck list and like the reasoning for everything. So we have the Snake Eyes card. So like by Snake Eyes card I mean when Poplar. This is the only card in the deck. The idea with Poplar is you access Poplar via Bonfire, Hard Drawing, Original Symbol Spoils, or 1-for-1. That's 3 ways to Poplar, okay? And when you get the Poplar, you go Poplar, and because you special summoned it, number one, it doesn't conflict with Adventure. I actually like specifically played the SCARECLAW engine so that it also doesn't conflict with the Water Enchantress. So like I'm not playing Snake Eyes Ash or that stuff, even though Ash is legal, because Snake Eyes Ash would conflict with the Adventure cards, and we don't want that. But yeah, because you special summoned it, you normal summon any other card. It could be literally anything. It could even be a hand trap. I full combo by normal summoning a hand trap a lot in this deck, but you link it off into a link 2. Most likely you link it off into Hida. I was a dumbass and I forgot to put Hida in one of the replays, so my combo line looked a little weird, but ideally you link off the Swabbler plus another card in the Hida. You search Snake Eyes Dramatic Chase, and you go Dramatic Chase, place Diabellstar in your back row, and then when Poplar gets linked off, the Poplar places itself in the back row as well. Then you have Poplar plus Diabellstar in the back row. You send both of those to the grave to summon out Doom Dragon, and then you go Doom Dragon plus Hita into Selene, and then Selene, you'll probably have 3 spells in your graveyard because this entire deck searches spell cards. Like the Adventure engine gives you 3 spell cards, the SCARECLAW engine basically gives you 2 spell cards. So like if most of the 90, I would say the majority of the time, you will have 3 spells in your graveyard by the time you get Poplar in grave. Also, like you access Poplar by using one of the spells in the first place, so you're almost guaranteed to have 3 spells in the graveyard. Then you go Selene with 3 spells. You revive Diabellstar. Diabellstar places Deception, and then you have Deception combo, and then you have to access your Deception, and then you go Deception, tribute the Selene, and then add, the Hallowed make Murcielago, and then with the SCARECLAW cards, you go into a Lightheart to search the field spell, then the field spell will add the Visa Starfrost, and the Visa Starfrost will pop the Murcielago, and the Murcielago, because it was summon and pop, will search you both your Aphis and your wanted Seeker of Symbol Spoils. So you get the Aphis, bounce like 1 or 2 cards, plus you get the draw card off the wanted. And keep in mind, you didn't summon by bridging through Diabellstar through the Poplar. You didn't use Diabellstar this way, so Diabellstar also gets you a free body. And the thing about Diabellstar is that because this deck SCARECLAW searches Reichphobia. In fact, it's the main combo searches like 1 to 2 Reichphobia per turn, and Reichphobia, after you use Reichphobia to search a SCARECLAW name, it stays on the field. So that's a free send. So yeah, you have a bunch of free sends for your effects, for your monster effects, like your the AZAMINA cards and your Die Bellstar cards. So like you just have free field spells just chilling on the field. That normally you would have to go minus to use AZAMINA cards, which is why AZAMINA cards are kind of sus. Like, the fact that you have to go minus is not ideal, but in this deck, you never go minus with AZAMINA cards. You always have extra stuff to tribute and to send with the field spells in the SCARECLAW engine. Also, speaking of, like, stuff to tribute, you can tribute Water Enchantress for Deception as well, so that then you get a free Water Enchantress Guilds to the Grave, then you get to search your adventure cards, and you get a free, you get free tribute for Deception as well. Also, next engine is White LZ of a White Forest plus LZ. So in case you didn't know, this is a Fusion and Link Festival, and Synchros are banned. So these are the only White Forest I run. I don't run other White Forest cards. I don't run Sylvie because Sylvie is a normal summon, and again, we don't want to run normal summons with effects because we don't want to conflict with the Adventure engine. So what LZ does is basically LZ sends one of your, like, all of these, sends one of your like 20 spell or trap cards, like 24 spell and trap cards to the graveyard. Ideally, again, you get a free field spell on the field that already searched and got its value, or you send that Draco back, which the Adventure engine also gives you free stuff to send for your Die Bellstar and your White Forest. So like you should almost never have to pitch a real card for your sends. And then it adds LZ special summons itself, and then LZ people like know the effect that searches the Deception when you synchro summon it, but LZ also has an on-field effect where it lets you fusion summon, and you will fuse LZ plus the other LZ. You fuse the two LZs together, and then what does Murcielago need? It needs an illusion monster plus 1 light spellcaster. So there you go. You got your illusion monster and you got your light spellcaster on the field. So this is another way to basically bridge into your AZAMINA engine, because this LZ just equals Murcielago. Murcielago equals Deception. Equals Wanted to get Die Bellstar to search Deception. So then you have your engine that way. So then that's that, and then you have something to pop for your Breeze of Starfrost as well. So yeah, then you have the Adventure engine, obviously. So like Adventure engine works classically well with SCARECLAWs, because SCARECLAWs you just link them off. They don't have the normal summon effect, so it doesn't conflict. And as mentioned before, the Adventure engine just synergizes very well with the AZAMINA, Die Bellstar, and the White Forest cards, because it gives you just a bunch of free cards on the field to send for effects, whether it be the monsters or like the Draco back and the Faithful Adventures and whatsoever. So yeah, and you also get a free Negate on it with the Griffin Rider. 9 SCARECLAWs, because you're playing a 60 card deck, so you gotta have a normal summons. And yeah, these bait out the interactions like crazy. And yeah, 3 Rykart plus the Rhoda to search the Rykart. You should almost always get a draw of Rykart. So Rykart, when it's summoned, if you have 3 or more defense measure monsters, you get to add a SCARECLAW spell and trap, and you get to draw a card. You should almost always get the free draw, because this deck has so many extenders and so many ways to put defense measure monsters on the field that you should always draw one of Rykart. So it's much better that way. In fact, most of the time, if you have to start with normal summon Rykart to go into Lightheart, I don't even use Rykart's effect. Well, half the time you can't even use Rykart's effect because you're locked out of it with the Adventure engine. But even if you can use the effect, I would most likely just save it for later when you summon it later in your turn. That way you can get a free draw out of it. And also you search Twin Saw. Twin Saw is basically an FTK this format, because against a lot of decks, basically any non-fusion deck. This is like Sword Soul Blackout. It pops 2 cards, but then if you control a Link 3 or higher monster, so basically you control the SCARECLAW boss monster Tryhard, your opponent cannot. Neither player can use the effects of Link monsters on the field for the turn. So it's a D barrier for Links, and yeah, any Link-based deck. So you got Twin Saw, that's GG already. So yeah, 2 Visa Starfrost, and then to go with the 2 Visa Starfrost, 2 Calarium. The Calarium, literally, I have no Millennium cards. This is literally just Ash bait. The only card Calarium searches is Visa Starfrost, and that's good enough, because Calarium searching Visa Starfrost is better than just hard opening Visa Starfrost, because Calarium is another card that just stays in the field after it searches. So that's another send for all your effects, aforementioned effects, like your original symbol spoils, your White Forest, your Die Bellstar, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's the Calarium has always gotten me extra value. So yeah, this card's pretty nice in here. And then SCARECLAW, the one SCARECLAW clash is like a searchable, you know, extra damage if you need it. SCARECLAW name, Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial can send can send Water Enchanters for Adventure Engine. It can send Die Bellastar to revive back with Celine. You can send a SCARECLAW monster if you don't have access to the SCARECLAW monster. That way you can revive it with Tryhard if you don't hard open the SCARECLAW monster. Like this, it's actually pretty good. It has multiple targets, not just for the Adventure Engine. And then like one from we mentioned for the Droll and Lockbird, the rest of the Adventure Engine, 2 SCARECLAW Arrival. That way, if you open one, you can still search the second one. It's not a hard once. It's not a once per turn at all, actually. So, yeah, and any SCARECLAW deck runs 2 of these. That way, it's not a brick if you draw one of them. But yeah, Bonfire, Original Symbol, Hallowed AZAMINA, Adventurer, 2 Reichphobia, because the normal combo, if you don't access to AZAMINA somehow, you can still do your normal combo where you go Lightheart, search Reichphobia, pop Reichphobia, add Visa Starfrost, pop Lightheart. Lightheart special summon itself back because you control a Visa Starfrost, and then you can link the Lightheart and summon itself back into another Lightheart, because all this needs is one SCARECLAW monster. It does not specify it has to be a non-link monster, so you can link Lightheart into itself. And yeah, you can for this link, so you can only use monsters in your main monster class material. So yeah, when the Lightheart revives itself, for its once for dual effect, you can link it off into a second Lightheart and then search another Reichphobia for follow-up on the next turn. It's just free. And also free spells, more spells to send. Fateful Adventure, Deception, Double Call By, because the only thing that stops this deck is Droll. Everything that you literally play through every other hand trap. It's actually insane how it's crazy. This deck is, yeah, I mean, you'll see. Wanted Snake Eye Dramatic Chase, triple Imperm. Imperm is the hand trap of choice because it's spell traps and you can send with LZ. Then the three trap targets. You're going to end on all 2 to 3 of these in your back row at all times too. So you're gonna have like a Twin Saw, Morian, and an Aphis. On top of your end board is gonna be like 2 to all 3 of these back row. Tryhard on the field, which already is hard for any non-link deck to deal with. And a Griffin Rider if you have access to Adventure Engine, and a Alias Sylvia. So up to 2 Omni Negates, a top 2 plus Floodgate, Morian, Book of Boon, and Aphis Bounce. Plus you have your entire field is full. Every single zone on your field is used up and has a card in it. You physically cannot play more cards even if you wanted to, because like you just have that much advantage, and you just kill your opponent on the follow-up. And yeah, also about this I guess has a low amount of hand traps. It's like Valor, Droll, Ash, Infinite Imperm. It's 10 hand traps in a 60 card deck, and that was the initial reason why I wasn't taking this deck that seriously before, and I just played it as a joke, because I thought there's no way this deck can survive this little amount of non-engine in a 60 card deck. And turns out this deck is just really good at going second when the format is not as strong as ranked as actual constructed, and people aren't ending on the most ridiculous end boards. This deck can play through your opponent's field like butter, because this deck has so many pushes. Every single card and every single other piece of engine you draw in your hand is like an extender. You just have more special summons. You can push through you have like 3 to 4 plus pushes depending on what cards you draw. And then also your opponent has to negate every single card, because if they let the Rite of Artemis resolve, that already deals with 2 cards. If you let the LZ resolve, that forces like interruption, that gets you full combo. They cannot let Deception resolve. They cannot let Witch resolve. They cannot let your Poplar go in absolve, because if you get Poplar, not only do you get access to your engine, but also you get access to Doom Dragon. With Doom Dragon already destroys Doom Dragon deals with one of their other pushes as well. So like they have to negate 1-for-1 negate everything, and then your opponent's usually not going to have enough to deal with everything, and then you can almost always still end on a Tryhard after playing through your opponent's board too, and that's enough. That's usually enough after you already broke through your opponent's board in this format. The extra deck. So the extra deck's really tight, and also at a point I ran Deadlers before. Like Deadlers is basically instead of searching Aphis, you search Deadlers before, and then Deadlers would summon Soul on your opponent's turn. What's that AZAMINA card? So Soul, Jesus Christ. So before I ran Aphis, I ran Soul Deathers to summon Soul on your opponent's turn to get a Send, and then Soul is extra follow-up. But I had to cut that because I had too much. I didn't have enough space in the extra deck, so I had to cut the Soul. So instead, that's why I ran Abyss now instead of over Deathers. But the extra deck is super tight. I'm not sure there's even a flex spot really. But yeah, Iliasolia and Murcielago. You have Vicious Astrolabe, the OG Phantom of U-Belt. The bet just banish 2 monsters from grave, and then you get this huge beat stick for free that also pops a card. Like, that's crazy, going second, playing the board, and so on and so forth. You have Snake Eyes, Doom Dragon, you know, necessary for the combo, also great going second. Double Lightheart, so you can make 2 of them. Nightmare Phoenix, Hita, IP, Dark. So you could make IP on the end board as well. The max end board has everything I mentioned before, but also has the potential to have an IP as well to go into Unicorn. So yeah, Celine, double Tryhard, and then an Access Code just for going second, just for OTKing your opponent. But yeah, I promise that this deck is the fucking goo. So yeah. So this is an example of the absolutely crazy combo potential with this deck. And I also messed up. This combo could be even better. And I'll point out where I messed up, and like it'll be very obvious how you can even improve on my end board. But yeah, we opened Droll, Ash, Rite of Armistice, Peaceful Planet, Calarium, and Snake Original Symbol Spoils. I'm sure if you showed this hand to literally anyone, they would probably be thinking, what the hell kind of drugs am I on? And I can't answer that for YouTube monetization purposes, but you know, just watch. So we're gonna go Calarium, add Visa Starfrost. Don't get Droll. Droll was the only thing that could save my opponent, and now that they didn't have Droll, they're cooked. So yeah, we go right, and then we go Original Symbol Spoils, send Calarium, and then we get Maul Charming Fool Loss, and I will Ash the hell out of this Fool Loss. So now we get Poplar from deck, Poplar, Chainlink 1, Fateful Venture, Chainlink 2 to chain block the Poplar. When the hell have you ever when have you ever chain blocked Poplar with Fateful Venture? So yeah, anyway, I just think I Dramatic Chase. Then I will use Fateful Venture, and they have to Ash this. If they don't Ash this, I was gonna get Griffin Rider. So yeah, to get the Ash out of the way, and now that the Ash is out of the way, I link these 2 into IP. So yeah, this is where I messed up. This should be a Hita. If I was playing Hita, Hita should be in the extra deck. You're not supposed to play Azalea. Azalea should be a Hita. If I played Hita, you could just go Hita, take their opponent's Ash, go into Celine, and then it'd be easy. Instead, I'm dumb and I forgot to put Hita in my extra deck. So instead, we're gonna have to do this. Improvise. Poplar puts itself in the back row. Use Dramatic Chase, plays Diabellstar in the back row. Send both for Doom Dragon, and then I normal summon Droll. Because Droll is a spellcaster, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I could have had this full combo. I could have also had an IP on my end board because I used the IP without using my IP early, and I would have this Droll in my hand as well. So yeah, and then we go Celine. Celine, I have more than 3 spells in my grave, and then Celine will revive the Diabellstar, and here we go to town. Diabellstar set Deception, activate Deception. My opponent's probably thinking, you started off by activating Calarium. What the fuck do you mean you're doing Deception Tribute Celine to add Hallowed AZAMINA? Well, you know, sometimes that's just life. So now Hallowed AZAMINA sent this Deception to summon Murcielago, and Murcielago add Aphis. When you're popping Murcielago with Visa Starfrost, always add the AZAMINA cards, because when Murcielago gets popped, when Murcielago is summoned, it can add AZAMINA or Sinful Spoils, but when Murcielago gets popped, it can only add Sinful Spoils. So you don't want to add the Sinful Spoils early, because then you can't add the AZAMINA card later. So you add the Aphis first, and then you go Visa Starfrost, pop Murcielago. You know, that is the goo, and then Murcielago will add the Wanted Secret of Sinful Spoils, and now Hallowed AZAMINA put the Murcielago back, and now we do SCARECLAW combo. So we go from Snake Eye engine to the AZAMINA engine to SCARECLAW engine, and now SCARECLAW Lightheart will add Reichphobia add Acro, special Acro, Acro Diabellstar plus Lightheart, going to Tryhard, and now that the Diabellstar is in the grave, I can do Wanted Chain, I can do a Hallowed Chain Wanted now, because the Diabellstar is 1, so I can activate Wanted now the Diabellstar is back in the grave. So add the Diabellstar back, Hallowed, send, Wanted, make a Iliasolia now. And now I get to also draw a card off the Wanted, and we draw a Water Enchantress. So I just pitched that Water Enchantress to summon the Diabellstar, and then the Water Enchantress I'll just add another Rite the deck fin, and then I use Tryhard, summon back Acro, add Rykard, special Rykard, add Twin Saw, draw a card, and then set 3, end phase Deception set this elf. So yeah, here's what I was talking about. Literally, I could not play another card if I physically wanted to, because every zone is filled. But yeah, if I didn't use my IP early because I forgot Hita, Diabellstar plus Doom Dragon would also be an IP. So we would have we would have Tryhard, IP, Imperm, Twin Saw, Aphis, another Droll in hand as well, because I would have also kept the Droll. So that is literally my opponent has 3 cards in hand. So yeah, this is already game, but I would have had like 7+ interruptions off of that hand through like 2 hand traps. But anyway, my opponent tries to play the game. They go engage with 0 spells to play. I'm not scared of that whatsoever. I have like 20 million ways to deal with the Sky Striker engine, but they're just gonna go Hornet Drones going to Kagari, and we just imperm that. And no need to let you get the engage back. And then my opponent's coping, playing they're playing Maliss, going Cyanide Mining, add Thornmouse. By the way, imagine if I had a Droll in hand for the engage, by the way. Imagine if I still had that Droll in hand. But it doesn't matter, because now they're gonna set a card. Setting a card that is definitely a Maliss trap card, so we're just gonna go Twin Saw, sack, Acro, pop 2, and then all they have left is 1, and we still have we have an Omni Negate plus another bounce as well. So yeah, that's the example of how you combo with this deck, and like how literally, even though it looks like a random pile of cards, all the engines synergize with each other and flow into each other. So this is another combo with this deck, where we hard open Deception. So hard open Deception with Visa Starfrost, that's also like insane, absolutely broken. This is an FTK 2-card combo. So we go Hallowed, add Hallowed, go Murcielago. This time we I add Deathers, because this was before I added Aphis, because I needed the extra spot in my extra deck to put in Hita, so that's why I cut the Deathers. But yeah, this would normally be an Aphis, but Deathers also works. And then we go Visa, Starfrost, plot Murcielago. And again, my opponent's probably wondering what kind of drugs they took to be in this situation, how their life choices lead to this. But yeah, we get to add the Wanted, because we pop the Murcielago, then Hallowed Chain Wanted, add Diabellstar, and then we make Ilya Sylvia, and then we get to do Snake Eye. We get to do SCARECLAW combo. So now we go into Lightheart with Visa Starfrost, add Reichphobia, add random SCARECLAW name, doesn't matter which one. Then we send the Reichphobia, free send for Diabellstar, gotta love it. Then Diabellstar is gonna play Sporian, and then special the other SCARECLAW name, go into Tryhard turns my Ilya Sylvia into defense, and then Tryhard summon back whatever SCARECLAW name you searched, add Rykard, special Rykard, add a rival, because we already hard drew the Twin Saw, but we would search Twin Saw normally and then draw another card for free, and then draw all 3 Ashes in my hand, the 60-card deck, by the way. Yeah, end phase, AZAMINA Deception sets itself, the Deception of the Symbol Spoil. So yeah, now we have the 2-card combo. We got Tryhard, Ilya Sylvia, Twin Saw, Slumber, Deathers plus Ash in hand. That's like 5 interruptions in this event. 5 interruptions. That's an FTK. Your opponent's not breaking through that, especially if they're not getting through Tryhard. Well, my opponent tries. They open Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet does so little versus this board, because they send 2 and they negate Tryhard and Ilya Sylvia. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do, right? They're gonna activate Golem, and then we're gonna go Deathers. So this is what Deathers does. Deathers sends the Deception of the Symbol Spoils that's reset itself in the end phase, so that's why this works. You get a free send for the Deathers, and then you make Soul, whatever the hell this is, send their monster, and then they go Sanguinated. By the way, both these cards are limited, by the way. My opponent just opened both limited Millennium names, Golem plus Sanguine. It won't matter, because I have double Ash in hand, and I still have Twin Saw plus Morian plus whatever, and my opponent's down to 1 card in hand. They definitely cannot win from this point forward. So yeah, I would say this deck probably makes one of the strongest end boards in the entire event. So, yeah. So now we're just gonna show how this deck just gasses through interruptions. We're going second, and we have a double Valor plus Reichphobia. Reichphobias don't really want to draw these because these are like free. They're like bricks. You want to search these, but whatever. My opponent goes Effort Barrel. We're definitely not letting the Effort Barrel resolve with double Valor. So yeah, that gets negated, and our opponent sets 2. So now, pass to me. My opponent, because they didn't literally do anything else. They probably, you can guess what the rest of their hand is. Just fucking all non-engine. So we top deck Baloney. Baloney's nice. Normal summon Baloney. Go into Lightheart. Bait out the Imperm. Get that Imperm out of there. Yeah, that's right. Get that Imperm out of there. It's too bad for you. I hard drew the Reichphobia. I hard drew the Lightheart search target anyway, so activate Reichphobia, and then it gets purged. So that's really annoying actually, because when purge activates, because their Imperm is already in the graveyard, my Reichphobia gets destroyed. So like, unfortunately, my plan was to send the Reichphobia with LZ, but unfortunately, the arrival, the purge popped my Reichphobia. So I have to now LZ send my SCARECLAW arrival, send an extender. So we go LZ, add the other LZ, and then we get to roll. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Can you calm down, okay? Imperm, purged, roll. So anyways, instead of doing anything else, because I can't, I'm just gonna go into Tryhard. I can't use Tryhard's effect because it adds card from hand, so I can't revive my Baloney. But it's fine. Like, through 3 hand traps, we still end on Tryhard, and I have a Valor for their 1 play, so like, I'm still feeling fine, honestly. Well, normal summons Droll. And they're playing Blue Eyes, so the Droll makes a Spirit of Eyes of Blue, and like at this point I'm like, cool, I'm not gonna Valor any of this because I don't. You can feel free to summon your Blue Eyes, sir. Like, summon your Blue Eyes. That's gonna be in the fence position. Okay, cool. And set 1. Okay, so now pass it back to me. My turn. I draw a Witch. That was an incredible draw. So now, I mean, we were gonna win anyways, because even if I didn't draw a Die Bellstar, we would have just gone Tryhard, summon back Baloney, add Rykard, special Rykard, add Twin Saw, draw a card. That would have been game anyways, but my deck is like 50 engine cards, so the chances that we drew an extender or another like broken 1-card combo was like extremely high. So yeah, the hard that we drew was Die Bellstar, which is one of the better ones. Die Bellstar is going to set Deception. My opponent's letting all of this go, so Deception, tribute Die Bellstar, add Hallowed, Deception, Murcielago, we'll add my wanted Secret Symbol Spoils, go AZAMINA, put back the LZ, and then add the Hallowed back to hand. Normally, like, if you want the most interruption, you would search Morian here, because you know, you want it would be interruption, but I was trying to go for game. I was trying to draw into another. I was trying to get the wanted draw to draw into yet another engine piece, so that's why I added wanted instead. But yeah, we go AZAMINA, Hallowed AZAMINA, chain wanted. And then add the Die Bellstar back to hand, and then make a Sylvia, and then I get the draw off the Hallowed AZAMINA, see what I draw off the wanted, and I draw into a Call by Grave. So you know what, that ends my, I can't kill them, but I can go Tryhard, add Rykard, add Twin Saw, draw a card, draw into an Ash, and go into another Tryhard, because Tryhard, in case you didn't know, Tryhard's revive effect is not a once per turn, so I can revive Baloney again and add an Astra. And I can special Astra, and Astra gives me 2 attacks on my Tryhard, so I just attack twice. And yeah, my opponent is yeah. You think what do you who do you think is gonna win? 2 cards versus Tryhard, Sylvia, Ash, Call by the Grave, Twin Saw. So anyway, on the standby phase to play around whatever the hell that could be, I go Twin Saw and it's a Call by the Grave. So they, for some reason, they didn't activate Call by the Grave on my Deception or Sylvia. For some reason, I don't know why they did that. I guess they were trying to wait for my Tryhard, but at that point, I would have had the Sylvia on board. I would have the Omnigate. So didn't matter, I guess. So yeah, we popped their Call by, and then I Call by their Blue Eyes, so that way they don't add the Effort Barrel back to their hand. And now they literally have 1 card versus Omnigate plus Ash. So yeah, they pass, and now yeah, it's over. Like, Clout lost. Top deck original symbol spoils, by the way, and then summon back the Astra just so I can attack twice with Tryhard. So yeah, attack once, attack twice, and yeah, it's, well, 3 hand. You're gonna need more than 3 hand traps to stop this deck. So this game kind of tilted me when I was actually playing it. Not gonna lie, because you know, just look at my opponent's hand. My opponent normally summons Rhinoheart, which is limited in this format, so they Rhinoheart send Happiness, and I will go Fool Loss, and it's met by the Ash Blossom, which is to be expected. You know, love the Fool Loss minigame, and then we go into the Kikalos. Kikalos will will send the tier cash. They're gonna mill 2, and then they're gonna go mill 8, feel great, and they end up milling both Heartbeat plus Shaddoll Beast plus Trime. So even though Scream is limited to 1, they managed to mill both a draw 1 off the Shaddoll Beast plus adding a trap to their hand with Crime. So now they have Crime, and then they also drew a card. So this is still, you know, nothing too big. At least they didn't get another fusion or anything. They have a Shuffler in grade, which is also really fucking annoying too. They hit the Shuffler as well. You know, tier players stay milling. Draw Twin Saw, not exactly what you want to see at this point, but I'm gonna go Reich Phobia, add Reich card. Original Symbol Spoils, send the Reich Phobia, which is gonna bait out the Crime, so you know, it deals with that. But then they discard Sharon off the Crime, which is like, okay, so the Limitless Sharon was also in your hand, and now they get to make a Winda. They made Winda. If they had made Roll Calls, we might have had a closer game, but instead they made Winda, and that was the worst decision. That was their worst mistake of their life, because now I can just go Water Enchantress, add Rite of Artemis here, activate Rite of Artemis here, get the Faithful Venture plus a token. Normal summon Rykard, can't use the effect, but I just use it at the Draco back, and then go Faithful Venture, add Griffin, dump Draco back, will equip it to the token, then the token will bounce the Winda, and then the Winda is gone. So like, nice Winda, bro, that got you a ton of value right there. And of course we get Super Poly, so then they pitched full us for Super Poly. Super Poly also limited this game by the way. Their hand was they go Drago Stapelia. Their hand, by the way, was the limited the limited Rhino Heart, the limited Super Poly, the limited Sharon. They milled the Scream was limited, but even though they didn't mill Scream, they managed to mill the one of Crime and the one of Heartbeat to add the Heartbeat to their hand, and they milled the one of Shuffler as well. So that's neat. Anyway, special Griffin Rider, and here I go Scare Cash, special Scare Cash, and they just give up. I mean, we were gonna win that game, but they just, I don't know why they left so early. I was gonna enter battle phase, attack with Scare Cash, attack over the tier cash. Main phase 2, go into Tryhard, or go into Lightheart. If they try to negate the Lightheart, we would Griffin Rider negate it, and then, you know, you do the you go into Tryhard eventually, going through SCARECLAW combo, and I have Twin Saw set as well. So we were definitely favored in that position. We were gonna most likely end on Tryhard still through Super Poly, Crime plus Drago Stapelia still. So that was like still 3 good interruptions plus. But yeah, my opponent just didn't want to get styled on by this deck, because they saw they were getting they saw Original Symbol Spoils, Adventure plus SCARECLAW. So they thought they were going to get put in a YouTube clip. Unfortunately for them, they're still going to be put in a YouTube clip. So yeah. So yeah, I realized that most people probably don't own every single card needed to play this deck. I understand that. However, if you're one of the few people who does own every UR card from this deck, most notably, probably the cards that you're least likely to have are the Visa's lore cards, like the triple Rai card, and Starfrost, and like the Calarium and the Tryhards. But if you own all this, if you're a SCARECLAW fan, you know, this is, first of all, if you're a SCARECLAW fan, this is a nice way to spice up the standard SCARECLAW gameplay, going beyond just Tryhard Pass. Now you get to do a bunch of other unfair combo shit like every other deck too. It's pretty cathartic. But yeah, this is like the craziest event deck, craziest deck I've probably ever played in like any Master Duel format, and like one of the most fun I've had, because I just love picturing my opponent's faces, trying to picture what my opponent's faces look like whenever I access like these fucking archetypes that were never played with each other, but for some reason, I don't know why they never play with each other. Clearly, these archetypes work well with each other. But yeah, thanks for watching. And if you can't play this deck, but you're still trying to find out a deck to play for the Fusion Link Festival, don't worry. I have a couple other videos on like decks that you can play for this event if this isn't your cup of tea or you can't play this. But yeah, thanks for watching.